mind you, for any of y'all people who are new to Steph, new to the Warriors, and like Steve Kerr's always been the coach, this 2013 game, this is the Mark Jackson era. This is where Steph began to build his confidence to be the Steph that we knew who he is today. So to start this game, right, you're going to see Steph initiate a pass to Draymond in the post, and you're not going to see what they always do, which is the split actions. The split actions came when Steve Kerr got there, or maybe late with Mark Jackson. I have to do my research, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that was Steve Kerr, or later in his tenure when he was with the Warriors. But here on this play, though, you're not going to see his split actions in 2013, at least, right? And so even on a night where Steph scored 54, Draymond gets double teamed in the post, which is crazy. I don't know. This is probably the dumbest double team I done seen in my life. This is rookie year Draymond Green, who was playing about 13 minutes a game, right? And you got Carmelo guarding him in the post, and Felton decided to go and double team. You should have let him cook. Now, I'm sorry, but
with all due respect,
you should have let him cook, right? But ultimately what happens is Steph ends up getting a solid look from three. But unfortunately, it doesn't go down. But what that just does for him going forward, getting a feel for the ball and just getting his shot up, is going to allow him to then get his rhythm going. And to have a night where you have 11 threes on 54 points, he didn't lose confidence after missing his first shot. Clay ends up getting the switch with Raymond Felton, right? And so for J.R. Smith to go and help in this much, kind of crazy. Off of Steph, you're going to take advantage of that every single time, right? And so even when Steph gets it, all right, Shumpert, you're on the closeout. You got to understand, these defenders can't think this fast, right? So even when Steph fakes a pass, he bites, J.R. Smith is gone, rotating to that weak side because that's his responsibility, right? And so if you just take advantage of this fake pass, when you see a defender decide to go and close out towards the passing lane for you to swing, it's going to open up this lane for you to go and attack straight on. And so now, boom, Steph gets here, gets that little underhand, little finger roll finish over the top. And I also want you to know this about finger rolls too. This is something as to which when I was working on it, when I was in the gym, I was like, damn, how the hell does Steph do that so consistently, so often? And I realized when it comes down to finger rolls, it's not about how the type of touch you really put on the ball with just your hand and your arm. It's about the legs, right? Watch this, right? Watch this. Look at Steph's legs when he does his finger roll, right? Look how high he jumps. That's on a finger roll, right? Off a finger roll. And that just showed me, when you use finger rolls, it's not about how smooth the hand is. It's about how well you're able to stay fluid from the lower body, then go up to the upper body, so you can alleviate some of the power that you're putting on that hand, and you can just allow the ball to roll off your fingertips, and you can get that lay. It's a full body shot. It's a full body lay. A lot of people really don't realize it, but the finger roll is a move of grace. Requires great fluidity, requires great touch. In order for you to have great touch, you must alleviate the amount of power you must use from your hand so you could be able to roll it in, right? You got to make sure you use the legs. You got to. It's crazy the fact that Mark Jackson has not got an NBA job again after what he's been able to do with this Warriors team. Because watch what he does. Listen to Mark Jackson, right? Listen to Mark Jackson.
Get one chance to be here all year. Let your hair down and have some fun, all right? Let's go do it. Take your shot. Take your shot. It's the bright light, gentlemen. Embrace that thing. We got to put a string of stops together. A string of stops.
The Warriors are playing in Madison Square Garden, and he said, go have fun. He practically said, go have fun. Shoot that shit. Have fun. Don't worry about shit so much. Play your game, right? And by doing so, Steph at this point is going to end up scoring 54, but he has not yet to hit a three. And at this point in the game, right, realize, at this point in the game, 9 minutes left in the second, Steph has yet to hit a three. And the first play out the timeout from that wired, this is the play that they run. Watch. Steph sets the screen here, Prigioni. He gets the switch. But notice the timing, right? Watch his timing. As the step-up screen gets closer, Steph decides to leave out. Because now Prigioni's going to realize they're running a ball screen. Our coverage is a blitz, is a hard hedge, right? And so now Prigioni turns around. Somebody needs to get that slip. And so he goes to get that slip, and so does Kenyon Martin on that weak side, because Kenyon Martin always looking for what's going on and trying to blow these plays up. But now they got two on the ball for the second time in a row. And so now what happens, Steph is open on that weak side, Richard Jefferson on this screen, Steph in that corner, boom, he gets that bucket. First three, after being encouraged by Mark Jackson, in that timeout prior to, has the right play calls and is able to get the best out of his players. From that point on, this is where Steph really gets busy. Prigioni on the ISO. Watch Steph's pace though, right? Watch his pace. I need you to see this in full speed. I need you to see his pace in full speed right here, right? Watch. He's just going to walk him down. Walk him down. And I kid you not, you got to understand the power of walking a player down. Because when you decide to keep your pace relaxed, when you decide to stay poised, it doesn't alert the person that's in front of you. So it's not going to make them think you're about to go, whether it's a drive or a shot. But if you're able to master that slow to then quick, whether it's on a shot or it's on a drive, defenders are going to have a tough time defending you and staying in the front. Melo's got Clay in the mid-post, right? He faces up. Watch Richard Jefferson on his weak side. The second that Melo gets into his trigger step, because he's going to attack baseline on Clay, watch Richard Jefferson. He now floods to this block and forces Carmelo to skip that to that wing. And as a result of that, when Melo gets the ball back, Clay gets better position, pokes that ball from behind, and now Steph is able to do what Steph did for this entire game, which is burn him from three. Right off the jump ball, right? You got 5. Steph is on J.R. Smith. And now Steph, all you got to do is stand front. All you got to do is stand front. Great defense. Great defense for that 5 seconds right there. But Steph is also leaking out right after he play defense. And watch what he's going to do, right? Watch what he's going to do. Since Steph got down the floor quick, and now Clay on that cut, Steph just got something as to which y'all don't even think of. All of y'all want to think about, oh, let me get a switch on the ball so I can attack and get into an ISO. Steph just got an off-ball mismatch. He ain't get an on-ball mismatch. He got an off-ball mismatch. Because now that he has Carmelo, he's not accustomed to guarding someone on the perimeter, staying with someone who moves that quick, and he gets loose and gets a 3. And that's how Steph be burning people. He gets off-ball mismatches. What makes Steph so great playing off the ball is that when he gives it up, he's not going to be eager to get it back. And what he's usually going to do when he gives it up is hold spacing until now. Because watch what Steph now does. When he sees that there's an advantage, when they got them in rotation, this is when he gets active. This is where he begins to move. And now with that ball getting to the middle, he lifts, forces that closeout with J-Kid. And now he has better angles to attack this closeout. And now he can get himself into that middle of the floor and get into his little float. You got to get active at the right times. Sometimes your responsibility is just to hold spacing. That the second that you begin to get numbers, when you got the numbers advantage, that's when you begin to say, all right, how can I move? How can I navigate? How can I be able to make sure I'm able to maximize when the ball gets swung to me? That's when you got to really make sure you're active. Understand. This is how Stephen Curry takes advantage of human habit. He gets 2 on the ball, right? He's double teamed. He's got to get the ball out of his hands. But the second that he does end up getting the ball out of his hands, watch Raymond Felton. He gets stuck just because he decided to watch the ball once it got given up. He's created a 7-foot gap of separation. So now by the time he catches the ball in the corner, easy pump fake because now you're panicking and I get my shot. He's been doing this for over a decade, bro. Really decades. Because he's probably been doing this shit in high school as well. And he's been cooking. And so y'all could do the same exact thing. Don't give the ball up and stand at one spot. If you know your defender is going to do that same thing, you could create separation, create opportunity just by moving once you give the ball up. As a point guard, this is something y'all could take advantage of, which is working yourself from one side, cutting the floor to the other side. And now you need to understand responsibilities as well. Because the second that now Steph has cut the floor, this is the weak side. This is the strong side. Strong side dunker, strong side corner. And so with the strong side dunker and corner, or block, where Draymond really is, not even down here at the dunker, they're not really going to play help from that strong side. And so now when Steph gets left, it's just him versus Felton. Him versus Felton, left hand lay, he falls down, gets up quick though. Unlike some modern players by the name of, let me not even say it. Y'all should already know. That's why they just lost the finals. And so now when Steph gets back to his defensive side, right, watch what he does. Notice how, since he decided to actually get back up and get up quick, watch what happens. Mislay right there by Iman. Raymond Felton tries to get it out. Active hands. Shumpert gets it, tries to get it out. Active hands. And now what ends up occurring, get the stop. Because he decided to get back in the play as soon as he fell down.